bros is the scariest thing ever. Honestly, passport bros is the scariest thing ever. You know, when you're in a financial position which you can't leave, go nowhere, have kids with you, it's very scary. And the fact that a man knows that there's an opportunity for so much further in the Philippines, Colombia, you know, all these developing countries. Honestly, passport.
Freedom. And Americans in this country are the only groups.
Only groups they
All right, all right. Hold on. Let's get this show started. All right, family. We are live. Welcome to another show. It is your man BMT. Guys, let me know if we're coming through loud and clearly. We got a lot to talk about today. All right. We got a lot to talk about today. Welcome everybody in the room. We live. We are live. All right. What's going on, D Griff? What's good? What's good, my brother? We in here. We are in here. Yeah. He had another incident. You know, I thought he had got ran out of Kenya, but apparently he's still there, still doing his thing. We're going to talk about that in a moment. All right. We got my man Ronan in the building. What's good, Ronan? What's good? What's good? We might do a panel, man. Every time I do a panel, it's like a crazy comes on for some reason. So we might do a panel. We'll see how it goes. So you put it online. If you're going to crash out, do nighttime activities, keep it on the streets, and tell us you keep it off the net. Okay. Say one of the court says, why would they arrest Jello when they don't arrest Chinese businessmen that commit domestic violence crimes against Kenyan women and men all the time? You know what, man? You know what's crazy, bro? You know what's crazy? I saw a story, and this story happened, I think, in the early 2000s of a Navy, U.S. Navy guy actually deleting a Kenyan woman and getting off. He didn't do no jail time. I think he paid the family like $28,000 or something, or the U.S. Navy paid it. And yeah, it's weird things going on over there, bro. On the flip side of that, so you kind of correct in that statement actually, because I just saw that story and I was just like, damn, this dude murdered a Kenyan woman and he just got off and just left the country peacefully. Like, what kind of shit is that? But yeah. So these Kenyan dudes selling wolf tickets on the internet. Okay. Yeah, they should have. What up, Edwin? What's good, Edwin? What up, BMT? See you in October. Motorcycle man, I'll be here in October too. Still going strong. Give Suni a hug for me. Shout out to Suni and Suni's barbershop. Shout out to Suni. All right. Right. Yeah, I just saw that. You know what's funny about these social networks, man? That's why it's so important that we understand the importance of, you know, controlling our social media habits when we don't actually control the platform. You know, it's they use television to program us in our generation, the older generation. This works on us now too. Don't get me wrong, because this social media and cell phones and doom scrolling is a very powerful thing, and it kind of can shape, you know, your mindset to a certain degree. But previously they did it with the television, and now these big things like Instagram, Twitter, you know, Facebook and all that, you know, they have a lot of power to distribute information as they see fit, because they control the flow of information. That's why it's important to join niche networks, smaller networks. All right, it's very important. I think that's going to be the new move once everybody kind of discovers the fact that, you know, it's programming now. In the early days of social media, you know, they were just showing people posts, but when the, you know, conglomerates got involved, the families got, you know, the big families got involved, the corporations got involved. What you're seeing now is a tailored feed to you, really to market to you different products that they know that you possibly could be interested in, because they have all your, you know, your habits, your information. They have a lot of information about you, bro. Like, they really do. So take a break from social media when you get a chance, bro. All right, they have social media. You have the world thinking, you know, have you thinking that the world hates you, all types of stuff. But we'll get into that a little later. Wives says they don't worship women like they do in the States. Okay. Yeah, it's actively brainwashing people right now. I mean, it's a very powerful thing, man, because when something is free, generally speaking, you are the product, right? You know, they got to pay for them servers, they got to pay all that stuff. So they're programming. That's the actual job. And you have people that work for Instagram, work for Facebook previously. They came out with a whole documentary on Netflix, and they'll tell you, you know, they'll reiterate what I'm saying to you, basically. Like, hey, man, this is the most dangerous thing we've been involved in. I mean, TikTok, I mean, the kids, the women. I mean, just think about how it affects the men. Remember, like, we're supposed to be the protectors of our society. So we're supposed to be the umbrella for disinformation. But since we're not there in that position 9 times out of 10, just imagine what it's doing to the women and children right now. Just imagine what this social programming, because it is social programming. If you like sports or whatever you like, they're going to feed you that, but they're going to sneak their agendas in between those social, you know, within those social feeds. Okay. So just keep that in mind. Appreciate that, K. John Davis. Appreciate that. Yeah, I got a bunch of interviews lined up. I'm gonna be dropping this week. Got a lot of good interviews. The reason I like to do interviews, guys, is really because I like for people to have, you know, I like for people to talk about their experience, but it's important to cover multiple people in their experiences, right? So you can kind of get a general feel of what that country is going to be like for you, for a person that maybe look like you to a certain degree, who might share your values, share your experiences, you know, where you from. That's why I ask people kind of like, you know, where they're from originally, what part of the States are they from in America. But when you look at the interviews that, you know, I shoot, you'll see different perspectives from different guys. You can pull together. You can kind of pull together, you know, exactly, okay, if this guy's saying this guy's saying this, because like I said before, in this space, in this so-called passport bro space, family, there's a ton of disinformation. I mean, a ton of it. And it comes from guys that's not even in these countries for a very long time, to be honest with you. You know, it's coming from guys that are not connected, that only know tourist areas. They only like guys be accepting people's opinions that, you know, go to Parque Ayeres once or twice a year. And they make an assessment about the women in their entire country. All right. And people actually listen. You got guys with 10,000 subs and followers on YouTube and everything, you know, like corny dudes like Travel Time with Paul and shit. And people will actually listen to what he say because he been in Pattaya for a month versus somebody that's been living here for years, like Richie Mack. It's amazing to me, family. All right. But we're going to get to the show in momentarily. We got to make everybody come in the room, man. Guys, do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button, all right? Make sure that hit that like button. GK Sue says, great show. As always, Passport Brothers is awesome. I want to cover something real quick because we got to, you know, we kind of talking, discussing to a certain degree what's been going on with Mr. Passport Pookie over there. But I know you've seen this gentleman before. All right. And I know, you know, we got, you know, all types of guys. We got like a good size following all over the world as far as the Passport Bros. But I want to just touch on this real quick, man, because this guy, and I've heard this before personally by African woman. She said the exact same thing to me. And I was just like, I was kind of stunned by it because as a Black American, we don't necessarily, you know, when it comes to culture, right, the definition of culture and everything, you know, it's a few things. But when people say things to us, it's just like you're trying to process it. And as you can see, this guy's kind of jumping down her throat, pause, before she can even answer, right? To make it seems like he's right. Let me play this real quick. I know you guys seen this clown, this dude before.
Freedom. African Americans in this country are the only groups. They have no culture. It depends on who you meet, where you meet them.
But currently there's not an African American culture?
No.
Yes, there.
False. That's false. We do have a culture. All right. And I like I said, I've heard this before. They like to kind of push that on us as if we're lesser than them or something, like, because we don't have a so-called culture, but we do have culture. We do have, you know, certain aspects of culture.
It is.
What is it? Name 2 value systems in the African American culture.
We have a couple of value systems. All right. One is we don't do the PEDO. That's big in African American culture, Black culture. That's massive all over the world. That's one thing. Our morality. All right. Black Americans generally have a morality. We have a lot of value systems, man. We take care of our own, we take care of our mothers, we take care of our sisters, we protect, we do what we can do. So we do have a value system. In some cases, that's stronger than a lot of other people's value systems. We see somebody older or elder or something, we'll help them across the street. Yeah, we have dysfunction in some of these neighborhoods. We know that our neighborhoods and our communities have been tampered with. Like, we understand that, we had a big fallout from the drug epidemic and everything. We've been through things like they've been through things. And keep in mind, this guy's talking down on our culture, and he's probably in America more likely. We've been through some shit, don't get me wrong. But we do have a very, very strong value system. I would almost argue that we have the strongest value system. I would argue that our value system actually keeps everything in line. It keeps the country from falling apart, is our value system. Because before that, if you look at some of the stuff that used to go on in Europe, and some of the stuff that goes on in other parts of the world, you'll see that our value system is actually pretty high. You're talking to a guy that's been to 11 different countries, and I've seen some of the different value systems of these countries, and sometimes it's ass the hell backwards, all right? Ass the hell backwards. I'm talking about honor killings, stoning women. I mean, they got a lot of little different stuff going on. So when you don't have to say we have a value system, we actually have a pretty high value system in concerns of that.
Value system?
Name 2 taboos in the African American culture system. Name 2 traditions, by the way.
And I hate when people do that. I hate when she's trying to process and give him back information, she's thinking, okay, taboos and everything, and he's jumping down her throat. Pause.
In the African American culture system, there is no value for freedom if you don't understand what it is. The concept of free. You have to have a foundation on which
I guarantee he don't know anything about the civil rights movement. All right. In certain cases, we have more opportunities and more freedoms that the average, in most cases, that the average African did. And it's not a shot at African, shout out to all my African brothers. One of my guys that works in the app, actually 2 of my guys are Africans, right? But just keep in mind, man, and they got their own set of struggles what they had to deal with as well. But to try to deny all the history that we have, the beautiful history and all the struggles that we went through, is kind of like it's disingenuous to a certain degree.
It would balance when you ask for it. Civil right, they give it to you. You have no culture. African American.
All right, so that's that. Yeah, we know not all Africans, bro. Said Decimus says BMT, when the Passport Bros movement started, none of us anticipated this degeneracy from a minority. There's a growing call for these riffraffs to have their passports taken. What do you say on this? I wish we did have that type of power, but unfortunately, we don't have that type of power, bro. We can't take people's passports. But I understand what you're saying. And I actually understand where you're coming from as well, brother. All right. So I want to play this right here. This is kind of went viral. All right. And I'm going to get to Mr. Passport Pookie in momentarily. I want to play this right quick. We got 100 in the room.
The scariest thing I've ever heard.
Make sure you hit that like
I've ever heard.
All right. So this is a young lady here. All right. And they just keep Passport Bros, man. We cannot have peace for nothing in the world, family. Peace is just not happening. Women hate, not all, but some women definitely hate the fact that men are learning about the Passport Bros and they're giving options, right? Like they have a different option. They have a different box to check on the check mark on the you know what I'm saying, the dating market now. You can date domestically, that's fine. Passport Bros is not running around passing out flyers for recruitment at all. This is just an organic ideology that's been spreading across the West, whether it's North America, whether it's the UK, all right, it's been spreading across the West, and in some cases, the East as well. Shout out to my Asian Passport Bros. All right, modernization, feminism, anti-family, that's a big thing going on right now. And the fact that you're seeing, you kind of seeing how they're trying to manipulate, right? They're trying to manipulate the masses into thinking that a man having options is wrong, right? Now, a man should have limited options to the people that he grew up within his neighborhood or in his metro area. That's the only options he has, all right? But let's see what she has to say.
This is the scariest thing I've ever heard of. Putting a woman
Passport bros is the scariest thing she ever heard of.
In a financial position where she can't leave, go nowhere, has kids with you is very scary, period. And the fact that a man knows that their dollar is going to go so much further in the Philippines, Thailand, Colombia, you know, all those developing countries, if you want to say. And hear me out, when I'm saying developing, I'm talking about it's not a country like Luxembourg, Denmark, Finland. Like, I'm naming European places, but passport bros don't be going there to back.
Man, nobody want to go to no damn Luxembourg and Finland. All these Luxembourg, Finland guys, they're over here in Thailand. All right, they over here. What the hell you want to go over there for? It'd be funny to me too. When I be seeing like, you know, married couples and shit, I be knowing what the wives be doing when they be trying to like pick certain countries for their husbands to go to. It will be like Iceland, Luxembourg, Sweden. It's going to be them super expensive countries where they don't feel threatened by the women. All right. Trust. So that's what she basically means. Like, why are you going to countries with these beautiful women? You should be going to Luxembourg and Denmark and Iceland and Sweden and Finland. You need to be going to these countries, all right, where you don't have no options, where you can't see beautiful women, where you can only see me, all right? That's what she's basically saying. Let's continue with the video.
Like anybody, like they can't. And I honestly feel like a lot of the women are actually victims of these men. And I feel bad, but at the same time, you know, once you saw the signs, you should have left, but money will make people do some crazy things. Honestly, passport bros is the scariest thing I've ever heard of. Putting a woman in a scariest thing I've ever. Honestly, passport bros is the scariest thing I've ever heard of. Putting a woman in a financial position where she can't leave, go nowhere, has kids with you is very scary, period.
And what country where a woman can't leave? What country is that? She talking about the Middle East or some shit? We generally don't go to the Middle East. What country is she talking about where women can't leave? And why wouldn't a woman want to have kids with a good provider?
And the fact that a man knows that their dollar is going to go so much further in the Philippines, Thailand, Colombia, you know, all those developing countries, if you want to say. And hear me out, when I'm saying developing, I'm talking about it's not a country like Luxembourg, Denmark, Finland. Like, I'm naming European places, but passport bros don't be going there to bag anybody. Like, they can't. And I honestly feel like a lot of the women are actually victims of these men. And I feel bad, but at the same time, you know, once you saw the signs, you should have left, but money will make people do some crazy things. Yeah, so that's a little short. Yeah, she is young. Nah, she looks cool. She's not bad looking. She got a little something on her. Let me get super chat real quick, man, before we get to Mr. Passport Pookie himself. Shout out to my man, Wonderful Travel, the $10 super chat, man. I really appreciate that, bro. He says, facts. I was just in Tokyo for 2 weeks, and they don't get up for old people on the train. They don't let old people or women go first. We lead the way in reverence for women and the elderly. In reverence for women and the elderly. Shout out to my man, Wonderful Travels. That's true, man. We have a lot of morals and stuff like that, man. We're good people. Like, I don't know why they try to kind of come at us sideways. I swear, we're the most popular culture to talk about for whatever reasons. All right. Somebody said threesome's okay. Somebody said she fits the type that only date Pookie 6'5", 6'4", and up and keep getting her heart. Who said that? Stet Van Lee. All right, so we got my man. Let me go ahead and pull this up real quick, man. Let me go ahead and pull this up for the fam real quick. Hold on. Let me see. Let me StreamYard and switched everything up.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I hate how they just start the video without you actually. Okay, so Jello is back at it again. Okay, he had a channel lead, so I don't know what channel this is that he's streaming on right now. I heard he had a channel deleted, so I don't know what exactly platform or whatever he's streaming on, but he's back at it. I thought he had got ran out personally. I figured that he was in hiding or something, but he's still up to his old antics. And this is I guess this is the beginning portion maybe of the stream. All right. Yeah, they be looking like that. They be wearing them caps on top of them wigs for some reason. I don't know why they do it like that. I don't know why they be doing it like that out here. All right.
For this one, y'all like pink or white? Yeah, you understand? I'm sorry, guys.
We're gonna have a stomach on it.
White. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let me get back. Go ahead.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, I love UK vibe.
Okay. Yeah, they have a unique little look. Okay. I wonder why we look so different than them. I mean, I know why. That's a kind of a silly question to ask, but we do look a little different than them.
American vibe. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we're enjoying. Yeah. He's a nice guy. Cute. Yeah.
She called Shay really cute. Okay. All right. So everything seems normal. Everything seems good. All right. Everything seems. Yeah, somebody's gonna be out here with me next. I hope not. I hope not. Who said that? Who said that in the chat? All right, everything seems normal, but then this happens. And shout out to my man on the Passport Bros app. I don't know if he tried to cover the footage or what. I know this is what was posted on the Passport Bros app, though. All right. I might have to play it again. I don't hear no audio. Y'all hear audio? Somebody said woman has any touch. Let me know if you guys hear any audio. I don't hear no audio. No, he's not the face of Passport Bros, bro. You bugging. I might have to. Okay, hold on. Let me remove it and add it again. All right, I don't see. Somebody said I need to go to Africa. What's going on in Africa? I actually should be pulling up in Kenya. I think it's early next year. All right, let me pull up. I don't know why the audio isn't playing. It's some hell of an audio for you guys to hear. Hold on. I might have to just let me try seeing that again. I don't know why, because it's audio. Right, you know what? Let me try removing that. All right, hold on, guys. Let me. Somebody said BMJ. I'll pull up and kill you. Hold on. Let me. Hold on. This is playing no problem. Why isn't this video playing? All right, so this video doesn't want to play for me. This is the main video. Hold on. Now let me show this the video again. Hold on, family. Give me 1 second. This damn StreamYard. I didn't find the streaming service. This StreamYard is just off the chain. All right, let me move this.
ready to beat you here. Because you're taking advantage of
Y'all hear it now? You guys hear it now?
Yo, hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button.
Listen, I don't know why. I asked the guy who posted it, like, if there's an original video. He didn't respond to the comment, but shout out to him because he always posts daily in the Passport Bros app. So I've been trying to get the actual video. We just see the audio, but that's from this incident right here. These girls.
I'm sorry, guys.
That's how I started. All right, that's how I started right there.
I'm sorry. Let me get back.
So that's how I started.
Yeah.
They're having a little good time and shit. All right. Damn. They definitely ain't my type. They definitely not my type. That's for sure. All right. Tree says Kenyan women are either unhinged or Rello a certified poop. All right. They cursing him out in Swahili. Are you joking or are you saying is that real? Are you saying that? Oh yeah. I mean, I don't know about that. I think he went live on somebody else's channel after that to explain what happened. So I don't think nothing too crazy happened. Yeah. Let me play that one more time. Yeah, I was actually asking for the video. I was asking about the video, but this is what was posted on the Passport Bros app right here. All right.
I'm ready to beat you here. Because you're taking advantage of
Yo, hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button.
Somebody screaming, hit the like button. Yeah, guys. So we don't know exactly. Yeah, we just have the sound for the foul. Every time something like this happens, we just get the sound, not the visuals. That might be a good thing. I don't know. Yeah, I heard a few smacks too. Brandon Clark says, real talk, some women yell to make things sound worse than they are. Black chicks and Latinos do this the most. Yeah, that's in some cases. Now, Renzo the Way says, Rello is a weirdo. He need to go back in the pen. Flight Life says, BMT, Rello say he don't mess with you. All right. Yeah, good. That's a good thing. That's not a bad thing. Shit. This cake was fat. That cake was... Somebody Desmond says, how in God's name are people paying to see this? Yeah, I'm assuming he's still raising money. All right. Rello called you a dork. I mean, I ran into Rello in real life. Rello is he'll definitely say something like that online, but I doubt if he said that shit, Rello a small dude, man. Rello kind of frail. Rello and I'm not saying that small dudes can't fight, but he doesn't seem like he has a frame that can really get down, in my personal opinion. All right. But yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I prefer to be a dork in the type of community that he comes from, for sure. Shout out to Holland in 2016 with $99 super chat, man. I really appreciate that. We're gonna open up the panel. Rello needs to stick to Latinos and Asians. And Asian, no, he doesn't. He don't need to stick to Latino. No. He needs to no. He needs to stay where he at. He needs to stay where he at. What's good, Azrael?
Boa noche. Como você está, right? Is that você está?
Yeah, bien. I haven't spoken Spanish in a while, bro. You caught me off guard
Portuguese.
with that one.
That's Portuguese.
Hold on. Oi, tudo bem.
Tudo bem. Okay. Quanto tempo, right?
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Yeah.
It's been some time, man. How's everything going? You out there in Brazil?
Not yet, but here's the thing. I just booked I'll be in Brazil in February for Carnival.
Mm-hmm.
But I just booked my trip to Portugal.
Man, you like that Carnival shit? Man, that shit is just too crowded for me, bro.
It'll be my first time, so.
Okay. Well, don't let me be,
Yeah,
it's just Carnival's lit. Carnival's lit. It's lit.
Yeah, so like I've been getting my walks in. I'm trying to slim down. So here's the thing. I'll be in Portugal. I already booked my trip to Lisbon for like the first or second week of October, but I'll be in Brazil in February as well.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So what you think about this clown J Rello, bro?
So on an abstract level, right? I hate that I had to tell people like, hey, you have to ask people, okay, what makes a person a quote unquote passport bro? And really people don't want to answer the question because all you're gonna say is, oh, somebody that's black that travels. They're like, if that's the only criteria, then that means no one's a passport bro, right? I mean, you can't really. Or people were saying, oh, the passport bros need to put out like a credence, like a code of ethics or something like that. And I'm like, you can't. Everybody is autonomous. We, especially coming from America, you can't say, okay. And I told the person, okay, let's say we create this code of law, right? And if the person breaks it, then what? I mean, it's not like you could have random people just out of nowhere just be like, hey, I'm traveling, and they want to be an Instagram person that shows off pay for play. It's like, okay, does that mean that he's a passport bro? And it's like, no, I mean,
like I said before, man, we're a victim of the popularity of the term. I mean, this guy doesn't call himself a passport bro. That's the thing. We just pointing out his behavior, but we're not saying that he's a passport bro. It's the media, like World Star and different content creators that's deeming him a passport bro. Like you said, it's the guy that's overseas, passport bro. But unfortunately, man, it's I'm not sure what we can do outside of maybe, maybe we can reach out to certain,
authorities.
Yeah, but at the same time, man, it's a big thing with that, man. It's a lot of time and money that to me would be wasted when the reality is it just comes with the terminology, unfortunately, because of the popularity. Because people want clicks and views, so they'll literally do a video on Passport Bros. They get no clicks and views, and they'll go back to their normal lives, basically.
Right. Because people be like, "Oh, you're a passport." I'm like, bro, I've been to DR, but it's not like I'm more of a Europe guy, right? And I love South America, but it's not. But I'm like, people are like, "Oh, how come you guys never been to Germany?" Well, like I've been to Germany like twice. I'm like, "Oh, how come you guys don't go to the Netherlands?" I'm like, I've been to the Netherlands already. I went to Paris. I forgot how many times I've been there. It's like you all put us in one box. Like you're mostly, you would be between half the time in Central America and half the time in like Asia and Thailand, right? And then you got people that are just digital nomads / passport bros, and you got people like Flight Madness that stays in Asia, right? You can't say, oh, you're gonna compare us to J Rello who's doing degenerate-ish, right? That doesn't make any sense. It's a spectrum, right? You have somebody like Madness that teaches other brothers how to be a teacher worldwide. Then you have people like me that I always tell people, if you want to retire in Portugal, like places like Portugal, like I can show you how to do it, or I can break down what you need to do. Right? It's not like we saying, oh, go here to get some cheap 304s. No, everybody, it's more diverse than that, you know.
Facts. Let me get super chats real quick by Holler in 2016. Dollar super chat says Rello wants to be the new Johnny Somali. You see what happened to Johnny?
Oh yeah,
Johnny got banged up.
He's in South Korea. Is he still in South Korea, locked up or no?
I don't know, but they've been locking up these streamers in Asia. This is where you don't want to go crazy at. And let me tell you, man, like I said before, you know, I did interview Jay Rello early on when he was just a guy stranded in Sosua. That's when I interviewed him. I didn't know anything about, you know, what all else he had going on as far as his past is concerned, criminal past, and the antics that he would take it to. Like he wasn't that type of content creator at that point. All right. So, but when I saw a clip of him, and the thing about Jay Rello is Jay Rello has like, he'll do something and take it down and people, you know, put it different platforms and stuff. But when I seen this dude screaming at random women in Bangkok, like, you know, when he was, you know, trying to holler at women, but he was screaming, doing that shit, I was like, this dude's got to get out of here. He got to get out of here. Like, he got to really, first of all, he doing that in the wrong country, number one. I mean, you're doing that in a country that's relatively pretty strict when it comes to certain things. But also, man, you're just making us look bad, bro. And I understand two parts of this equation, Ezra. I understand both parts. I understand the fact that we're not a monolith and it's not fair. I understand that it's not fair that we all get judged with one, you know, broad stroke because we haven't controlled our self-image for so long. It's getting better because of the internet and you're seeing different sides of black men, but it's still kind of like, you know, we still got to kind of fight past certain stereotypes that all groups of people have. All groups of people have certain stereotypes, right? But, you know, so I understand that part of it, but I also understand the fact that this is just a random motherfucker. Like, he a dusty dude. These dusty dudes of every culture. It was a white guy, what's his name, Vitaly or something? He got banged up for doing dumb shit in the Philippines.
Let me tell you,
it's just like you can't control it, bro. Like, I see both sides of the coin. We would like to say, hey man, you know, we black, you know, we got a different set of rules. You know, we would like to say that to everybody, but everybody's not going to abide by that.
Right. And I mean, I've been to Japan, and let me tell you, like, them Australian dudes, they have a reputation. And as you know, somebody that's in Thailand a lot, when they get a little lick in the system, you know, they get a little bit belligerent. There's some cool Australian people. I have a couple friends that are Australian, but trust me, when they're in Shinjuku high, drunk off the sake, like, I'm serious. That waste man from yesterday. No, Red Bone enthusiast. But no, it's
you know what's crazy, man. I understand that, you know, this because you was on the streams early on in the very beginning years ago with me. We was rocking back and forth when it was just the passport bros. You know, this little term kind of just came about organically. We said, we was kind of just saying it interchangeably, and it was a certain type of brother that was doing this. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was IT guys, it was ex-military guys, but it was a certain brother that was kind of in the shadows of the dysfunctional black community. I'm not saying the whole black community, but that part where street dudes were elevated above the brothers that would go to school, get their education, you know, get a good job. They were, you know, we was always kind of in the shadows, and we kind of developed this space. And like a lot of things, this is like, it just exploded. Everything always starts with the brothers. Like with us, you know, everything cool, you know, the new, hip, trendy starts with us, right? And then we kind of lose it for whatever reason. Well, we've been trying to hold on to this, but then it gets dustied up by individuals like, you know, Jay Rello and other. I'm not gonna mention some other content creators, but it kind of gets sullied to a certain degree. And I know a lot of guys are upset about that because we had a certain type of brother that was traveling, giving information and stuff like that. Because even when I meet guys in my travels, you can recognize, you know, a dude that's kind of similar to you. You know, basically, I'm not saying you got to have a college degree or anything like that. I'm just saying it's a certain type of guys that was
a certain class.
Yeah, there you go, Azrael. A certain class of guys. You know, like I said, it doesn't matter about
It's
necessarily
not gonna be
income.
Octavius from the
Yeah,
corner.
you don't have to have 20 degrees or anything like that. It was just a certain type of guy that, you know, this was our little thing. And now it's like it done blew up and got all types of drama and trauma.
Right, but I've told people, if you, and you know, now that I think about it, I don't consider somebody to be a passport bro unless they've been to at least 3 to 5 countries, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't either that or you've been to a place longer than a month. If you've been to like 1 or 2 places, you've been there for longer than a month. Half the people that try to, and it is true, some people try to do it to get back at like black women, and they try to latch onto it as part of the gender war, right? In my opinion, I always feel as though women outside the states are better, but I ain't really gonna try to make it as though I've been to like almost 20 countries, so I don't have nothing to prove, or I have to be like trying to put it in like black women's face, like in the states. I don't care about that, right?
Right.
But there are guys that latched onto it, and there were dudes that didn't even have their passport. Or you ask them, they be like, "Oh," and me and Austin are cool and not, but like there'll be people in his chat, in his Discord, to be like, "You shouldn't go to Brazil. It's kind of dangerous right now." Or somebody was like, "Oh, you should go to Colombia." I'm like, "Have you been there?" They're like, "No." And I'm like, "Do you even have like a passport?" They were like, "Nah, I'm working on it." And I'm like, "Bro, like how people?" You got people with no passport, never left probably like the state, right? Their state, just latching onto it.
And you know what it was? It was a different types of content creators that kind of focused on the women, which is their prerogative to do. Because we never really talked about that. We were just having discussions on, you know, independence, freedom, crypto. We were talking about different things.
Right.
And we would, you know, discuss, you know, of course we talk about the women casually, but like, yeah, man, I'm married or something like that. I've been dating this chick. She's a little bit, you know, she's a little bit more family oriented than the one I was dating in the States. We would have discussions like that. But when you had the different types of content creators that came in with the sneak camming and the, you know, showing all the beautiful women and everything, like in these certain tourist locations where things are kind of lax and legal, then that's when you brought over a different type, because women attract everybody. It's not, you know what I'm saying? Women attract. And I always tell guys that. I say, don't blame me for bringing the riffraff out these countries. That's not what we talk about on this channel. You know, this is more of a informational based channel where we discuss our experiences traveling, and we just discuss some of the problems that's in the matrix. But I'm not ever going up to a woman with sneak cams on, and you know what I'm saying? That's what brought in.
You're too busy modifying the app. We're not trying to do no. This is girls gone wild Brazilian edition. You know, I'm not trying to. We're not really trying to.
Right. And we have. Don't get me wrong. Now we have our fun. You know what I'm saying? We have our fun, but we do it with class, man.
Right.
You know,
but my thing is, I just believe I be telling people like it irks me when people be like, "Oh, you going for the woman?" I'm like, it's bigger than the woman, man. Like you can't even afford a house in America anymore, even if you have almost technically $100K salary. You know, the I was telling somebody like in Japan, by the time you hit 40, you get free MRI scans and free cancer screenings. Right. So it's like the focus is to try to take care of you in your old age. Like I always tell people, they're like, "Oh, don't bring her back here." I'm like, bro, like America is not. I don't like you. People think that as an insult. Like I don't see myself ever retiring in America. I'm 31. Like I don't to say they're like, "Oh, don't bring her back." Like who? I don't have no intent to ever bring myself back. Once I'm able to live somewhere part-time, I would come to visit family for like 3 months and then bounce. Long term. I'm talking about maybe like the next 10 or 15 years, right? But yeah, somebody like Jay, look at the stuff we're talking about. We're talking about retiring, talking about being a digital nomad. I always, every other stream I'm on, I always bring up the D7 visa, which is like the visa for Portugal, or the golden visa that you can get that they have in Portugal and Spain and in other countries. I'm not saying, oh, how can you get I mean, and think about it too. He's doing live streams of him having relations with women on cam. Like that's low quality, that's gutter stuff. You can't compare us to that.
Exactly. Exactly. He's trying to pull up, you know, it's just crazy, bro. That he does that shit it's crazy because he keeps doing it and he always have issues like 80% of the time.
Right.
You know, women don't want to be on camera with you, bro. Like, it is what it is. You call it what you like. And he gets mad when they up the price on him.
I mean, as they should though, because you making money off of them. That would be streaming money going into your pocket. I ain't mad at them trying to finesse him out that money. You're not gonna make money off of me.
Right. Shout out to my man Roland Chavez said this brother needs to get that passport taken. I didn't grow up in gang culture, so that's not snitching. Ninja behavior needs to be dealt with 100%. Shout out my man Roland Chavez, man. You know what I like else about this passport, bro, space? I like the fact that our patriarch is loosely forming again. You know what I'm saying? Like in America, for the most part, we're usually going to be around guys in our same peer group, same age range. Right. And you're not learning nothing and you're not teaching nothing. You know, I was always taught that kind of have a mentor, have an older guy. I was raised by my grandfather and my stepfather. So, you know, I had that foundation basically. So I know that it's good to kind of open up your ears, shut the hell up and listen to what these older guys have to say, right? And I know how important it is for me to pass that down to the guys even younger than me. So I love the fact that, you know, we have this patriarch forming, even under the Passport Bros umbrella to a certain degree, you know, and you got guys, because it's not even about the age. Jay Rello's in his 40s, bro, doing this shit. This man's in his 40s, gray beard up. So you can't bring this on the young guys. You know what I'm saying? I know young guys that got their shit together at 21, 22. Bitcoin up. You know what I mean? Bitcoin up, IT degree or some college scientist, AI specialist. I mean, these brothers be having their shit together.
Right.
You know? Shout out to my man, Jello _ Thomas with the $5 super chat, man. I really appreciate you. What are the options we can do in order to work remotely? Let me tell you, man, we're updating a list right now. We're actually updating a list about online jobs, right? Because a lot of online jobs are changing now because of AI. So I would suggest, you know, personally try to find something in AI if you can. But there's still like online jobs that you can do. There's still companies still technically hiring. But a lot of the hiring, like customer service stuff, has been outsourced. So I want to say, look for an online job. Look for some type of online work. Teaching is big. Teaching English is big, especially out here. That's one thing. A lot of guys, people teach English. But, you know, man, you just got to kind of figure it out. You know, I would say if we can come up with some type of our own economy, online economy, meaning this right here, I've been saying this for years, and this is what we've been working on the Passport Bro apps as well. Let's say Azrael has a store where he sells a certain product, then I would buy his product, and then I sell my product, and he will buy my product. That's generally how the world works economically. You know, we kind of got left out of that because our Black Wall Street got burned down. But if we can form our own little online economy, that would help generate income for all of us.
Yeah, like a niche economy just for us. You just circulate the money over.
Circulate the money, bro. Circulate the money, man. If you ever listen to, you know how Jews operate and everything, they don't really hold money like that. You think they do because we've been taught to hold money. We've been taught to look at money in our bank account and be like, yeah, I'm good right now. Right? But then as you see, it dwindles away no matter how much you have. Money don't have no holders. So it dwindles away. Instead of everybody else, they move that bad boy around. Right. You know what I'm saying? They do that shaking the bank. Okay, I made 5,000 here. I'm gonna buy 2,000 from him. I'm gonna buy 1,000 from him. I'm gonna keep that money moving. I learned this a long time ago in the early 2000s when I worked for a logistics company, and I used to process orders and everything. And I should tell the purchasing manager at the time, I used to be like, "Hey man, we don't need these what was it? It was like something that it was like washers that go into certain like plumbing, right? It was like washers basically." And I used to tell them, "Hey man, we got a warehouse full of washers. We don't need no more." Right? I think I might have been like 19, 20. This is before I even graduated college. All right, 19, 20. I'm telling him, I'm like, "Hey bro, we got enough orders." Like he said, "No, we're gonna keep buying them." You know why they keep buying them? Because they keeping the money flowing. It's not the fact that they need them. All right, it's the fact that they're keeping the money flowing. He's going to buy the washer from this company, and this company's going to buy from him. Not even, they don't even need it, right? But they just keeping the money flowing, keeping everybody employed. When the money freezes, that's when everything goes to hell. I saw a video. This is a little bit off subject, family, but I saw the video, right? They said what would happen if Black women stopped buying weave.
It's like $8 billion, I believe, in $8 billion.
Bro, they said a whole economy would crash. Right? Not just the hair economy, everything tied within it, which is crash. Think about that, what I just said, bro. That a portion of our economy will literally crash if Black women stop buying hair products, hair weaves. That's big. That just goes to show you how much money is involved in that.
Yeah.
Right now, I got somebody in the back. Oh, I got somebody in the back. Hold on, I got somebody in the back. Usual business, you there?
Hello, how you doing, sir?
Uh-oh, is this the guy from yesterday?
No, sir, I did not come on yesterday.
Okay. We had a guy from yesterday came on, bro. He came in with that Malcolm X fire.
I mean,
Black men ain't nothing. Black men just be dancing. Black men, like, damn, we not even okay. Shit. Man, damn.
I feel Malcolm X on certain things, but I ain't, I ain't too hotel.
Yeah. It was just the timing. Like we wasn't talking about it. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead, bro. What you got to say?
I was just gonna say a few things about the scenario. What was this? The Jay Rillo situation?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna say this. I do not want to offend nobody.
Let's get to it. Let's not say it, brother. Let's say it.
No, I really feel that we blowing this situation a little too out of the proportion, and I'm gonna give you a reason why I think we're doing this, right? Last week or a week and a half ago, almost 2 weeks now, right? They had a Kenya dude left from Kenya, went to America. I think he ended up stabbing some Asian lady in America, whatever, right? Hid out and then left and went back home. I don't know if you heard about that, right? It was on the news for like a brief second. It was a Kenyan dude, right? Stabbed some lady up necessarily, got back. I think it was white lady, I think white or Asian lady, right? Got back on the plane, hid in Kenya for like almost a week or so, right? You ain't hear nothing on the internet about this. You ain't see no passport bros necessarily making no video saying, oh man, Kenyan man murdered some American lady. Kenyan men need to be punished. We need to keep an eye on these Kenyan men. Ain't nobody. You ain't see not one Kenyan content creator making that kind of information or saying that stuff. You don't see no passport bros or pseudo passport bros, whatever you want to call themselves, right? Making the information. And then for some reason, one idiot go out of America, granted, right? And make a fool out of himself, then we all seem like we gotta apologize as if it's something we did as a collective group. Like that's a cultural thing when we say, hey, bro, record girls on camera necessarily, and if that don't gonna go right with you, backhand them, bro. Like we don't even do that in America, right?
But are we apologizing for him, or are we exposing something?
No, because we're apologizing for him because and this is why I stand on what we say.
Now hold on, no, Austin and Kid Greatness apologized on his behalf because they're in Kenya. That's different.
My bad. So I'm gonna say this. I'm not gonna say I've seen that video.
Shout out to Kid Greatness, by the way. We gotta do a collab.
Yeah. Shout out to him. They're doing good stuff over there. So shout out to them, right? But what I'm seeing, just not only them, right? I've seen other groups of men, all other so powerful worlds or other dudes that's in that line of field of that work, right? Doing the same apologetic. Oh man, necessarily we as men gotta come together. No, hold on, bro. Right? We just had a Kenyan dude went out and literally murdered somebody. The entire Kenyan population didn't say, "Oh my God, we all must reflect on this person's bad behavior." They understand that person's bad behavior doesn't reflect badly on everybody, right? Like I think we understand that, right? But this is where I was saying, like, we have a degree. Now, I'm not gonna say it's everybody. Repeat, we understand it's not everybody, but degree of self-loathingness where it's necessarily, oh man, we got to come out and defend this bad behavior. Like I was on.
You know what? I spoke on that earlier. That part, the self-loathing part, I agree with.
Yeah. So because I was on Kids, Kids video, right? When I literally came on there, Hello. Oh, I was literally on there.
Hold on, I had to mute your mic, Kevin Kelly. You kind of came in broken a little bit. Go ahead, usual business.
Right. He came on there. Damn, what is it? I was on Kid. Was it Kid Great of what is it? But not podcast. It was on the channel one day, right? And then he was like, everybody on there was a part. We literally said, "Hey, bro."
Hold on, Kevin Kelly. One moment. Go ahead, finish your thoughts. Usual business.
All right, we literally said, "Hey, bro, that
Okay, no problem, bro.
we don't agree with." Come on, bro. All right, we literally said that we man actions, and then after that, we should have definitely left it at that. But then you had other people, nah, man, we got to bow our head and scrape our head to the ground like we Japanese or something, like we about to commit seppuku or something. Nah, like granted, if the world has no shortage of evil people, right? So this is what I'm saying. Now, granted, now it'd be different if we had groups of dudes going out there saying this is cool and that we approve of it, but it wasn't that, right? So that's why I say, as black men, we got to be more shifted to our own confidence level when we be like, "Hey, bro, that ain't us. We don't approve of that." And if you get caught, you get caught. Because I don't know if you know a guy named Jolly Somali. I don't know if you know who this person is.
Yeah,
but Johnny Somali basically went around the world or all out of Asia saying he's Black American, right? But his name he's from Somalia. Repeat this: he's from Somalia, right? Went around the world necessarily saying he Black American, and then when he ended up basically getting clocked, and people were saying, "No, you're not Black American. You Somalian, and you acting the fool. We gonna put them paws on you." And when he got caught in one of them Asian countries, they put them paws on him.
They did. Let me catch super chat real quick. Use your business. But you made some valid points there. Dregod, the Passport King, with $10 super chat. That's a dope name, by the way. Danny's route online teaching. Talking about man, Flight Madness is looking like the easiest route to get overseas, but you should start as side business, digital marketing before you leave the States. 2 incomes seems to be the goal. I definitely agree with that as well. 2 incomes is definitely better than 1. All right. Appreciate the super chat.
I'm gonna say what
they with that as well. 2 incomes. All right. You gotta land your plane, usual business, but go ahead.
Yeah, it's basically what you were saying. I'm already off.
I'm gonna say what Kev, you gotta land your plane, usual business. Kev, you gotta take us off your audio, brother. We having an echo. Go ahead, usual business.
Now, based on what I'm saying, if you want to go out, this is the business that I saw that was more profitable for me. Starting a small food business when you go to some of these foreign countries may actually be a help to you. Like I tell people, start your own restaurant. Like I know that sounds crazy, but if you want to live in some of these countries and live there permanently, like just like there's a Jamaican restaurant in every country in the world, there should be an African American soul food restaurant in every country in the world. There should be a gumbo spot in every country of the world, right? You should have an ATM that should be have a Black American account should be on it, right? These are the things that I'm just saying. These work for me. And granted, I'm not going to tell anybody else what to do for them. But these are some of the ideas that I came up with for me personally that worked for me.
That's a good point. You know what? I wanted to show the interview I did, a little clip of the interview I did with my brother who owns Chicken and Cheese out there. Hold on. I'm just going to show it. That's not the one I want to use. Hold on. I want to just show a little clip real quick, and I'm going to get to you. Hold on. Incident that you've seen or been in overseas in your travels?
Man, one that rings a bell.
So this is my man right here at Chicken and Cheese. Let's see if I can clip up a little bit. It's out here in Pattaya. You just mentioned, usual business just mentioned starting a restaurant. His restaurant is doing quite well. Of course, it's in the food park. It's a stand right now. I think they're working on not second location, but they opened up a second stand. But as far as I know, he's one of the only guys that got Philly cheesesteaks in Pattaya, as far as I know. And it's a good Philly cheesesteak, got the right bread and everything like that. His business is doing well. So to your point, usual business, you're absolutely right. You know, open up a food business would do well. And on top of, you have your own demographics who's going to support you outside of other Europeans, especially in Pattaya, that have never tasted, our food before.
Like,
all right.
I tell people like I got plenty of ideas when it comes to business because like for me, my spot I go to is Colombia, right? So I run into a lot of guys there. There's so many businesses that we can just bring over. Like I think what you said earlier, like circulating your money. But most people don't know how to circulate their money because they ain't never circulate their money here. If that makes sense, right? If you don't know how to build business here, you don't know how to build business in a foreign country, which is basically you doing it on hard mode. For me, that's basically community building, but we ain't gonna go to that, right? But basically, what you need to start doing, you need people to start having the same small business they have in your neighborhood, just have that in their neighborhood, basically, right? The liquor store, you need to have a liquor store in everybody's neighborhood, flat out. I'm just gonna give y'all ideas, right? It's easy shit, right? You need to have a food store in everybody's neighborhood. You need to have an ATM system in everybody's neighborhood. You need to have a cleaning supply, a cleaning, what is it? We clean clothes. What do you call that? Not laundry mark. Laundry mark or cleaning, dry cleaning service in everybody's neighborhood. You need that all in Colombia. You need that in Venezuela. You need that in Kenya. If you're gonna go to these places and truly like make money and be like successful and move your money, that's the thing that y'all need to be doing. But that's just me giving advice to the boys. If that that's it.
All right. Good advice, man. Kevin Kelly, you there?
We got it already. Let's speak about the brother. Hey, BMT, I'm here. I want to tell you thank you for your service. You're a beautiful brother. God bless you, brother. I want to tell you, God bless you, man. This Jello, he's not a passport brother. He's not. Thank you, BMT. I want to tell you, a beautiful brother. This guy, use your business. You could promote your business somewhere else. This is about BMT. He promotes his brother in Thailand. He doing good. Thank you, BMT, for being a beautiful person. I've been to Kenya. The people are so beautiful over there. There are nice, beautiful people over there. Jello, oh my God, this guy is horrible. I want to get a shout out to Carlos Reed and you, BMT. Thank you. God bless you, brother. You hear me? You keep doing your thing. Forget the haters out there, man. You keep shining, brother.
I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate that. Okay, I appreciate it.
I'm from Brooklyn, New York. To me, we black mans out there. Jello trying to mess up for everyone else who go to Kenya. Kenya is beautiful people. There are beautiful people over there in Kenya. There are beautiful people. This guy, it was a plan to destroy the passport brother. He's not a passport brother. He's not. Don't destroy the passport brother. There's some good passport brothers, are good people out there, like you, BMT, like Rico. Everybody is good brother out there. Like I said before, promote that brother in the Philippines. He's a good brother, man.
Okay. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. All right. Azrael, yeah, talking a while, bro. You got anything else you wanna add on to the conversation?
Yeah, I was gonna tell you guys, you're a beautiful person, BMT. Nah, I'm joking.
Absolutely adorable, bro.
Okay. I was gonna say this about the being a digital nomad. There is, I forgot. Her name is give me one sec.
Number one, you laughing. No Diddy, bro, here, brother. No Diddy here. I'm a peace officer. No Diddy over here, brother. Keep it real. No Diddy. I'm a peace officer, brother. Let you know.
Yeah, no worries. Give me one sec. Her name is something. It was Traveling with Kristen. She was interviewing people that were digital nomads in Madeira, which is like in Portugal, and it was pretty dope because it was a bunch of people that they started up. You can do startup companies. You can work for a startup, right? So I'm in tech and in accounting, so I have a little bit more flexibility in terms of working remotely. But I would say maybe one of the best things you can do is look for, if you're in a job where you use the computer a lot, look for companies that are startups and then say, hey, I'm willing to work with you guys, maybe for like a slight discount, but just allow me to work out the country. Be able to negotiate where you can work outside the country, but with a startup. And startups just want to get up off the ground. They don't really have no issue in terms of like where you are. It's not like it's a established company, so they're not gonna mind being in you being in another continent or let alone another country. They just want to get to that point where the company is established, right? Outside of that, I would say of course you can do teaching as well. You can also
Can I go after him? I'm sorry.
Yeah, teaching. I'm almost done teaching and tutoring as well. And then not only just tutoring in any, like if you went to school for something, if you have a bachelor's degree, it'll be easier to tutor because you can tutor various subjects that you're well versed in, right? Last but not least, I would recommend just brothers just need to get into tech. You can learn some kind of coding language. I know SQL, right? So I can do data analyst, Power BI stuff. I'm trying to get my Azure certification. If you learn Azure, you'll be able to work. I know somebody, it was a Nigerian dude that was teaching me some things in Azure. If you know Azure, which is a Microsoft application, you're able to, like, he was working for a company in Dubai, right? So they don't really have an issue with you being in the if you're working for a company in Dubai, they don't really care about wherever you live. They'll just pay the price for you working there as a consultant. So that's, and now that I'm thinking about it as well, find some kind of consulting job that you can do as well, you know?
Yeah, and if you just want to get off the States, if you got some type of skill like driving, I know they got independent contract work in some of these countries as well to drive. As far as in the Middle East and stuff like that, I know guys, they just go over there, drive for a couple of months and make a couple $100,000 or something like that. I think Bull Rakes does that, if I'm not mistaken. The content creator Bull Rakes does that. It's a few ways to skin this cat, most definitely, man. But
I want to say
figure it out.
One last thing,
and investing too. Some of you guys that's I know guys that got crypto and maybe do some. I'm not in it as much as I used to be. But day trading on the cryptos and stuff like that. So there's a couple of ways you can do it. Fortunately, if you American or from the West, UK or something like that, the amount of money that you have to make to survive in some of these countries overseas is lower threshold than it is in the States. I want to put that out there.
I wanted to say one last thing. If anybody can get your QuickBooks certification, right? I know which is relative. It's like basically being a bookkeeper. You can also do that. And a lot of companies, unfortunately, they're looking to do offshore accounting work, right? So they're looking for people outside the country so they can pay them for cheaper, right? So maybe you could find the middle ground with that. Also, learn how to do taxes.
I was just about to say that. I was just going to say that.
It could be domestic tax and international. Let me tell you something.
But you know what?
Hold on.
But I think BMT.
I'm almost.
Just like your own security company. Like your own security company. Yo, what about that BMT?
That's feasible. But let me just say this one last thing. When I went to Amsterdam, there's a lot of expats that are American expats. And one person told me a lot of times when they're going to different countries, people that are from America have issues with the tax laws, right? In terms of them establishing themselves. If you know how to do tax accounting work, you could be that middle ground for people that are coming in as expat workers, and you could have your own kind of like a niche clientele group that they'll come to you every year to do their taxes, especially if they don't have like their residency in another country.
Okay, I was gonna give a few
but you know what I think too, BMT. What you do? You just do a security company.
Hold on.
You know about that BMT?
Yeah, I got.
You know about that BMT?
Yes, sir.
Did you not hear I was speaking, bro?
Hold on a second, bro. Hold on. Go ahead. Use your business.
All right, cool. I'm gonna give you a list
company,
bro, man. This list of jobs that you can actually do if you're actually trying to live overseas, right? I'm gonna give y'all the rundown. I personally ain't really supposed to be giving this out, but fuck it, it is what it is, right? The first tip is like the old dude said, taxes. If you can do anybody's taxes in any form, it takes about 1.5 to 2 years to be able to get your license to do taxes, right? International taxes takes about a year and about 2.5 years to 3 years to get that, right? So if you're 24 now, by the time you're 27, you can have that done. Basically, that's a simple thing. Being a pilot, that's a simple, easy thing to do, right? Depending on how much, like, I'm gonna give you just job titles, right? You can be a pilot, right? It takes you about 1.5 or a year, maybe 2 years to get that thing done, depending on if you got Army training or not, right? Private security, if you're an Army guy and you got any military skills, if you got also like you got myself, you a paramedic or ex-paramedic, you can go into private security because all you gotta learn how to do is shoot a gun. They'll pay you basically to hold a gun, and since you got medical skills, so that means if you a nursing up, you a paramedic or a paramedic, EMS from the bottom up, you can do that, right? What else? And I said opening you a restaurant. That's one. You got cloud certifications of any like what somebody said. Azure or what Azure or with the WA1. It's AWA.
Azure.
Sorry, Azure. Right, Azure. I'm studying that currently as we speak. If you got skills in HVAC, you can definitely do that. There's plenty of. I'm saying if you know how to make alcohol, you can literally make money in countries making alcohol. Like I got a friend out there. He making wine out there in South Africa. That's what he does for a living. He makes wine out there in South Africa. So there's a variety of different positions that you can technically do and just leave immediately. But I tell people it's not more the job that's really holding you here. It's really much how much is your finances here keeping you here. I'm going to tell you what I did. And I repeat, this is what I did. For me, I was able to buy some land, right, for about $13,000. I was able to buy me a trailer for about $10,000. I built my own house. Now, granted, not everybody got the capability to do that, but it for me wasn't that hard, right? So I spent about almost $30,000, which is about a year's pay, close to it, right? And I was able to have my own house and my own land and my own place to stay technically, right?
Question: what kind of house was it? Was it a beautiful house?
I mean, it was the most spectacular house, bro. What I mean is almost as beautiful as BMT's face, bro. And I'm telling you, that's how.
Hey, what's going on here, man?
Pause. But now go back to what I'm saying. But simply,
can I ask one thing? Can I ask one thing? Can I say one thing? Can I say one thing? You can tell my business. You know what I'm saying? You know about doing security?
Me personally,
you know about doing security?
I do that work also. Like for me right now, I'm in this position. I'm almost got enough money for me to leave permanently and never come back. I'm saying we'll leave for a good amount of time, not permanently. But I've thought about doing security. So yes. What I was about to finish. I'm off topic. I'm back on topic. Basically,
so it's a big business over there.
Yeah. But basically, if you want to start a business, lumber cutting is a business that you can take over there from here. A lumber cutting machine costs $10,000. Repeat this.
Now, what country are you talking? You talking about these certain jobs?
Wow.
I don't think they're going to be available. It depends on the country.
I can give you places if you want to like the regular places, right? If you're talking about like tree cutting and stuff like that nature, right? That's going to be the Congo. That's going to be
okay.
Because these places need that. They need like the Cameroon really needs these places because it's a very wooded area, right? So if you got 2 or 3 dudes, you got 2 or 3 partners that you say y'all listed, all 3 y'all got $10,000, or somebody got $20,000, right? You put your money together, all three, you go buy you some some log cutting material, go down to Cameroon, start your own business. You setting up good right there, right? If you want to do HVAC work, you can take that same work, go take that to South Africa. Japan. All your developing countries like Brazil, they need that work there. They need you there. They literally need you there, right? What I said some other shit too. Damn, I forgot. Taxes. Then taxes is good for everybody. What else? A restaurant, that's good. If you know your computer coding, that's good. But you got to be on that. You really got to be on that. But it's a variety of different jobs that you can take that you can go overseas with. Trucking is okay. It's just you're not gonna get as much as that overseas. I'm not that just personally. But if you got any medical skills, you can go into medical contracting or do security work, and you can get triple that amount of money. And all you got to do is just sit there and watch about it, just with your medical skills.
Yeah. Real quick, another caveat to that, because I did meet guys in San Domingo that were American that worked at the hospital, but they spoke Spanish fluently.
Yes.
So you might want to, if you guys, that helps a lot too, learn a different language. And if you do know Spanish, for me personally, I noticed that it was easier for me to learn Spanish from another American. You know what I'm saying? Like another brother, I picked it up faster than learning. You would think it would be from a native speaker of Spanish, but for some reason, I guess it's the way we learn and how they can relate words to our words that makes it easier learning. So if you speak another language, Like if you know Spanish or if you know Portuguese, like Azra speaks Portuguese, then that could be a job for you too.
I was just about to say that also. Well, just like you said, being a translator, if you can speak Chinese right now, you rule the world. And I'm not even joking with you right now.
Oh, shout out to Flight Madness. He speaks Chinese fluently.
Like if you speak fluent Chinese, fluent Cantonese, or along with like one of those languages, and you learn at least those 2 languages. I'm gonna give you your 3 languages you need to learn if you're trying to get into real business. If you learn Cantonese / Mandarin, right?
Yeah.
I would still say learning Japanese is still good currently because it's like because what they said at the global economy level, right? So if you could talk for those 2 different people just for them as a translator, that necessarily brings you about $75K a year, US, if not more, depending on your skill set. So now,
That's fine. That's fine.
So if you what is it? If you can interpret and you got gun skills, you get certified to carry your gun, but you can do that in America for about 6 weeks. If you know 2 languages and you can carry your gun, now you just boost yourself to 100 grand. You God forbid if you know some medical skills on top of that, now you boost yourself to a 7 grand figure dude. Like there's definitely ways. Like I trust me, like people like myself, we have ways to help people get there. It just depend on what are you willing to sacrifice to get there.
All right, usual business in the building. Okay. All good points. Well, guys, we've been in for a minute, man. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the show. I appreciate everybody tuning in, everybody on the panel.
It's been real.
Yeah, man, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this on up.
BMT, you keep shining, brother. Happy Labor Day.
And stay beautiful, BMT.
Yeah, I was just about to say, stay beautiful, bro. But keep giving us that smile.
Why you gonna say?
Y'all boys wild,
No
man.
Diddy,
Y'all
no
wild,
Diddy,
man.
no Diddy,
Y'all wild.
no Diddy, no Diddy.
Y'all wild, man.
No Diddy, no Diddy, no Diddy.
This all love, family. We out of here, man.
Yo, you keep shining, brother. Happy Labor Day, brother.
All right, peace. Keep traveling, fellas.